Hi guys, this is Adil again with another vlog. So I have been thinking about making this specific vlog due to two reasons. The people who are thinking that when they want to buy a property, what is the basic thing they need to keep in their mind when they're going on the market or the marketplaces, meeting different agencies and making an offer over there. So I want to make this video for specifically those buyers who are in a position to buy in this very good market for them. Secondly, there are two things which we all talk about, like how to buy the property. I mean, to say, when you are going to buy a property, what's the best procedure to buy the property, which makes it very clear that you are the legal owner of that property and you would not have any issues in the end. So I'm actually in an open home, like a little bit early. I reached here and I thought I should sit down and talk to you guys about this specific video. So without further delay, I just want to talk about one basic mistakes what buyers make. So imagine a situation when you see a property, you love it, and you want to actually get in a position that you want to make an offer. So when you visit the property, you love it with your partner, with your family, alone, or whatever it is. So you love that property so much so that you talk to the agent, discuss about this needs to be fixed, that need to be fixed. So that shows an agent also realize that you actually love that property. So what actually happens after that, when you want to buy the property, you talk to the agent for the marketing contract, which includes the report of the property so that you can read about it if there are any gray areas in the report. So after reading the report and everything, you make an offer. According to ACT, when you make an offer and your offer is accepted and the agent comes back to you and tells you, look, Mr. Buyer, you have got this property because Mr. Vendor has accepted your offer. As Mr. Vendor accepted your offer, so what we have to do, the step 2, that you love the property, you like the property in ACT, and you buy it, and there is a procedure you need to follow. And the procedure is, you need to give me all your details. For example, you need to give you and your family names or whatever, your email address, phone number, blah, blah, blah. Same for your partner. Apart from that, we need to know that what is and who is your solicitor and who is your mortgage broker. So after getting all these details, the agent takes the second step to make a sales advice notice. So as he makes the sales advice notice, which makes it sure that the agent will not do any public open homes for any buyers, he needs to abide by the rule of ACT that he does not need to open the property anymore, and he will wait for 14 days to take the property back to the market. So for the next 2 weeks, since the offer is accepted and the buyers are sorting out their finances, so what is happening in the meantime, that the solicitors, mortgage broker, both sides, they will be working to get the buyer's finance completely approved. Because at the moment, the buyer has only got conditional approval. So this whole 14-day period is called the cooling off period. In the cooling off period, additionally, the buyer can change his mind, and the buyer can tell on the 13th day to the solicitor that, look, I'm not interested. I'm going to message or email or give a call as a courtesy call to the agent who is not opening the property, and I can actually take my offer back because I'm no more interested, because the market is falling and I love the property somewhere else, a better property in the same price. This is absolutely legitimate. Absolutely. There is no problem in that. The buyer can do that. Similarly, if the seller loves to have his offer accepted, that's fine. In the meantime, the 14-day period window, any buyer can come, call the agent, ask the agent, you are not opening this property anymore. What is the issue? And the agent informs the second buyer, look, the thing is, there is an offer. And the offer for this property has been accepted. Okay, that's good. So the second buyer asks the agent, what is the offer? And the agent can easily say that I cannot reveal the offer right now because the thing is, I am abide by the rule and I cannot tell you what the offer is, because you can easily tell me, look, for example, the offer is 800. You can easily say, okay, take 810 from me or 805 from me. Based on the Agents Act, any offer comes to the agent, he has to pass the offer anyway. He has to pass that offer to the seller anyway. So the seller, in the same way as the buyer changes his mind on the 13th day or the 12th day or whatever in the meantime of 14 days, so the seller can also change his mind because he is also allowed to do it in the meantime when the property is under offer. So what actually happens, there is something I want to talk about here, which is called the rule of gazumping. What is gazumping? Gazumping is when you have your property under offer, the offer is accepted by the seller, there is a buyer sorting out his finances, and another buyer comes in between that 14-day window. And he calls the agent and asks, what's the offer? And as I said, the agent should not reveal the offer, and we never do it. So the agent says, I don't know, I can't tell you the offer, but there is an offer on the property, that's why we are not opening this property. Okay, are you taking any more offers? So the answer to that question is, yes, we can take the offer and we can pass the offer to the seller. And this is seller's discretion if he wants to do or if he wants to actually sell this property to you. If the second buyer makes an offer, the agent has to pass that offer. He has to take that offer to the seller, even though it's low or high. What actually happens that if anyone makes an offer and if it's higher than the first buyer's offer, normally happens what? 99%. The seller accepts that offer and the seller informs the agent that you need to tell the other first buyer that I'm not going to sell this property to him. This happens to almost all the agents, almost everyone. So it's not something which is quite new. It's something the agent actually faces these things every day in their life. Does it happen to me? Of course. Does it happen to anyone else? Of course. Does it happen to X, Y, Z agent? Yes, it is. Because the thing is, if somebody loves the property, he wants to actually ask you this very, very important question. Has the finance of that agent, has the finance of that buyer approved? No. The answer of that question is not yet. So I can make an offer. Yes, you can. Would you take my offer to the seller? Yes, I will. And would you tell me the outcome of my offer? Yes, I will. So when I take this offer to the seller and the seller accepts the offer and says to me, okay, tell the first buyer that he's no more in the deal and this second buyer wants to exchange the contract in the next 24 or 48 hours. Then if I tell this thing to the first buyer, that's called the rule of gazumping. He is gazumped because there is a higher offer comes and that higher offer exchanges the contract even in 24 to 48 hours. So my advice in this scenario is don't take it personal. This is not something personal. This is the law. This is the rule. This is something very, very normal in the ACT. It happened to many, many, many buyers. And it happened to so many sellers that they accept the offer and they were told in the end that look, the buyer, the number one of a first buyer who actually put this house under offer and we were not opening the property, he has actually changes his mind. This happens to so many sellers. So the rule is, if your finance is approved, like conditionally approved, try to exchange the contract. Exchange the contract faster. So you should actually ask this question to your mortgage broker. So if you like a property and the market is bad and the market is completely seller's market, then you should ask this question from the mortgage broker. I like this property. He is asking me to exchange the contract on Section 17 or auction. Do you reckon, based on my background and based on my finances, can I exchange the contract on Section 17, which is the auction condition, or can I participate in the auction tomorrow with a 5% deposit? Will I lose my 10% if I don't get my finance approved? You need to ask this question from your mortgage broker. If your mortgage broker says this, I will not advise you to do it, then don't do it. Don't do it. If your mortgage broker says, I would advise you to do it, your case is very, very strong and you should do it, then you should go for it. That's all good. So I would recommend you that you should actually have a look into this situation, what I discussed with you. The rule of gazumping is so very difficult on so many people who do not know about real estate market. So if you like something, you better exchange the contract. Asking first of all this question from your mortgage broker. And your mortgage broker is very, very, very good. You can actually rely on him. You can ask him this question again and again. If I like something, can I go to the auction? Can I exchange the contract on Section 17? Because those people who only exchange the contract faster, they get the property. Let's come to the second area. Some people think if the property is under offer, we are not looking at the property anywhere, so the property is ours. No, that is not the truth. The truth is, when you like the property, you make an offer, it doesn't mean the property is yours. Same as you have all rights that you can change your mind on the 13th day or 14th day of the exchange of contract by telling us that you don't want to go ahead. Same as the seller can also change his mind. So it's very simple to understand that when you are buying a property, be very, very careful in your deals. Sometimes people do something which they never tell to the agent. For example, I was informed by one of the buyers that they were going through FIRB or something. So I told them, look, you need to inform these things earlier to the agent that you are going for FIRB approval, Foreign Investment Revenue Board, which can only be done on the address you are buying. And you have to pay around $13,000, $14,000 to the FIRB. So when you are doing the FIRB, you can only do on the same address. That's it. If you do not get that property, what will happen? That you have to do the FIRB again, and you need to pay that money again. So that's my take on the gazumping. If you like the property, you need to exchange the contract. And if you are doing FIRB, Foreign Investment Revenue Board, on that address of the property, you need to inform it like completely that, look, we are actually making an offer. The mortgage broker, the solicitor, and the agent should all be in that you are doing this and you have to do this because this is one of the requirements of your visa conditions. I'm Adil from the Edge Property Group, and I have discussed very, very important rule about gazumping, how to make an offer, what's the cooling off period, and if you want to go for the FIRB approval, what you should do. Thank you very much. We will talk next time in a new vlog. Bye.